Okay. I'm so excited this morning to have just us few people together, but a great addition and information about STEM scopes in Georgia and science. We've got some really amazing things going on, and not just in science, but also in math. So I want to start out and just introduce myself, and then we'll get started. I'm Katie Thompson. I am your science account manager for Georgia for STEMscopes. I have been working at STEMscopes for almost a year now. And so I'm really excited to continue to build what we already have in Georgia and to grow. We've got some awesome changes that are about to or currently happening, and with our platform and updates that you as educators and your students, administrators are going to love. We also have Karen. Karen is on here with us.
Hi, I'm inside sales.
Karen is inside sales, so she has some accounts in Georgia with us. So we work together. Also, we have Kim, and I'll share a video with you in just a minute that she shared. We have started a new product, which is STEMscopes Math. Kim is our account manager for STEMscopes Math. So she is, well, if you need any information about the math portion of STEMscopes, she will be your contact. And then Valerie Sellers is on here as well. And so Valerie is our STEM coach trainer. I call her our PL guru, but she does our trainings for professional development. Currently, all of our professional development is being done virtually. So Valerie will be the one to do your professional development. She's amazing, does a great job, and so excited to be able to work with her and have her in Georgia. Really quick, I want to let you know that if you have a Twitter handle, if you'll put it in the chat box along with your email address, this is our group of Twitter handles. So we have STEMscopes. I have one. And then Valerie's is STEMscopes Georgia. And then Kim's is more for STEM Ed. So that is a place that we will have a lot of really good updates and a way to find out what's going on and updating the curriculum and updating information, professional learning for you, different things throughout Georgia. So that is our information, and we would love for you to follow us, and also we will follow you back. So I just want to go ahead and share that with you. Next, we're going to get to the best part first. We've got a lot to share, and we want to do it very quickly so we don't waste your time. But we are very excited to announce that we have updates to our platform, our science platform, and our curriculum for STEMscope Science in Georgia. We've been waiting on this a couple of years to get it going, and we're so excited. And I have Jennifer with us today, and she is going to share with you. We're going to go ahead and start with the updates, and she's going to share that information with you.
Hey everybody, so my name is Jennifer Fonsteel and I work on our academic team. I actually manage the team that handles all of our digital publishing. So everything you see on your STEMscopes login, my team is the one who puts it there. So we are working on some really big updates for Georgia right now for y'all. So I'm going to go through those with you. So let me share my screen so I can jump over. Here we go. All right, so this, you probably are all familiar with this. This is your standard STEMscopes login page. And the first thing I want to go over is you might have noticed a few new scopes that popped up when you go to your scopes page. So you should have these 4 virtual learning scopes. So they're broken up by different grade levels. We have K2, 3, 5, middle school, and high school. We decided to give everybody all of them because you may have kids you need to go down a grade level or up a grade level for. So we want to have you give you as much flexibility as possible with using these. Back when everybody first went to quarantine in March, we reached out to a lot of our teacher users and like, what do you need as a teacher in order to continue doing good science in the classroom? And so what a lot of them needed is, my kids are at home, I can't do labs with them. So our science curriculum team and some of our trainers and sales have worked really hard at putting together a series of activities that are assignable to your students, which means you can send it to their login. They can log in and complete it digitally. And so if you go into any of these, you will see here, there should be a gray box at the top for you. It just gives you a quick description as to what the activity is. And then if you look down here, this one says, hey, you could send this one home. And then other things that go along with this activity can be found in this particular Georgia scope. So this virtual lab goes along with the other activities in the food chains and food webs. Sometimes it might even be the same Explore that's in there, and sometimes it might have been one from a different edition, but still aligns to the standards that y'all have in Georgia. So the kids see everything starting with this purple box. So they don't see this part. They don't need that information. So if you use this Assign to Students button, you can choose which of your sections and give them due dates and start dates and all of that. And then the kids can log in and they can watch the video. And so the video is, mute it, somebody from our team who is going through and doing so this is one of our salespeople here. So they're going through and doing the lab on camera. And then once the kids can watch the video, then there are questions or activities for them to do below it. This particular one is a larger activity, so it's broken up into chunks. So there's a second video. And then when the kids submit it to you, you as the teacher can then grade this. And it can be all done virtually for those of you who do not have students in class with you. So that is our virtual learning scope. Like I said, you have some for here. We are slowly adding a little more and a little more. We do, I will say, have more for our elementary ones. The videos are just significantly easier to film than trying to do a physics lab. So you do have several for each different content area. So physical, life, and earth and space. So that's the first big thing that all of you should have. If you do not, when you log in and you click scopes, you do not see these, they may populate at the bottom. So if you go to grades, you'll go down here, you'll see virtual learning. So you may have to click there to see them. If you don't see them, please reach out to your sales rep and they can make sure that you have the proper assignments. So you should see them because everybody should be getting them. It did not cost y'all any extra. It's just something we wanted to try to provide to help everybody through the whole getting adjusted to this virtual learning environment. The next thing that we are doing in all of the Georgia scopes, and I'm going to use this one 5th grade one here as my example, is a lot of your activities were set up that, for instance, this Explore, your student materials, it was just the student handout. So you could assign it to them, but they couldn't complete it digitally. They couldn't turn it back into you. It was basically just a way for you to send the handouts to them digitally. We are in the process currently, and the plan is to have it done by January, of going through and taking all of those and putting them in an actual digital fillable format, so that when you assign it to the kids, they can actually do it online and then send it back. I do want to point out that the way this works is some of the activities are still hands-on, and this would be the way for them to fill it out as you're doing it in the classroom or as you're doing it on a Zoom meeting. Doesn't necessarily make every Explore 100% virtual at home. It just allows them to fill the information out and then submit it back to you. So the activities that we are doing this on specifically is the Engage. So now when you click on the Engage teacher, you will no longer see that student from the dropdown. The teacher page didn't change at all. All of the student documents are now over here on your right-hand side. So used to, you have some of them here and some of them somewhere else. Hold on, let me see what the chat says. If your district has been integrated with Canvas, yes, you should be able to assign these out through Canvas. So all this, before you used to have to go to the student page for some handouts, the teacher page for some handouts, they're all right here now. And to see the digital student version, you'll see this View Student button. So if I click on there, you have that green Assign to Students button. And so they see this, and now like they can type into this, which was the Engage Journal page beforehand. and then they submit it back to you, and then you can actually grade this digitally. Now with the Engage, not every single one had a handout or had something for them to be able to fill out this way. So you may come across Engage teachers that don't have this View Student button, and that's okay. It just means there was nothing for them to do in a digital format. We did the same thing with the Explorer. So once again, you'll notice all you see now from this dropdown is the teacher guide. We did, once again, move all the handouts over here, and then you have your View Student button. And then with the Explorers, the other thing we are working on doing is, for instance, you'll notice this one has memory cards and trait cards and things like that. We have worked on putting those in a digital format where possible. So in this particular Explorer, the kids were playing memory with a pair of cards, and they were matching inherited and learned and acquired traits to organisms. So now they can do that digitally. And then, so instead of them typing in the whole table like they would have written on the handout, they can do it in a digital format. And then this one would have been where they collected classroom data, and then they're able to create those digital graphs and then submit it all back to you. Next, the next element that we have gone through and given you an assignable digital piece is the linking literacy. So the linking literacy is designed to work with our STEMscopedia. So once again, you will see the linking literacy teacher page. All of this is exactly the same as what you're used to seeing it, but you'll now see this View Student button. So what we have done is we've put the pre-reading document in a digital format. And so here they're doing a little card sort in between, learned and inherited traits. Then they have a link that allow them to open the STEMscopedia up, and then they can toggle between the two tabs. So they can read the STEMscopedia in a digital format and then use it to complete their during reading activity here. And then you'll notice the post reading. A neat trick to teach your students is these little lines here do allow them to jump up and down the page. So that's kind of our content menu. So if they finish the pre-reading and then save their assignment and come back to do the during reading later, they can just click the during reading, because some of these can get a little long. The reading science was already in a digital format where you could just sign out and they could do it. So we have added the math connection as well. So the handouts are now here. There is no teacher page for the math connections. There's no direction. So it's just the assignable student piece here. And so we take the handout and we put it here in an assignable format. And then the final two are under our intervention piece. So this concept attainment quiz can now be done in a digital format. So signed out, they can do it at home or do it on their computer. You can, and then submit it back to you. And then finally, our guided practice where appropriate. Not every guided practice can be done in a digital format. So if it can be, we have, you'll see this View Student button here. All the handouts are still here along the side. And then if you hit this View Student button, where they can be done digitally, they have been. So like this one here, they would have been sitting in front of you with the card sort, so they can do that on the computer now. So those are the elements across that we are adding that assignable piece to. Several of all of your evaluates could already be assigned and done at home this way. Like I said, your reading science and your science today already were able to be assigned this way. And same thing with the content connections videos, they are already assignable to do digitally. So we just wanted to go through and add more elements to give you all more flexibility as to what you can use in this virtual environment. All right. So yes. Valerie, good question. So as they get updated, the way our site syncs with how we publish things on it, y'all will see it the next day. So y'all will start seeing these things trickle in. If you're a KM1 teacher, I think all of your Explorers are already done. So you'll just start seeing these things pop up as assignable. So if you go into a scope and you don't see that student button anymore, that's your yay, it can now be assigned out little flag for you there. So they will just, it's not like in January 7th, they'll all be there. They'll kind of trickle in between now and throughout December. Any other questions about this? All right, well, if y'all have anything, please, you can use the feedback button. We're more than happy to help you out with anything you need, and just let us know.
Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate.
I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I have another meeting.
Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate you. Thank you,
so buddy.
Much. So we are so excited that we have just this amazing updates to our current already awesome STEM scope science platform. It is truly very beneficial for not just face-to-face, but also hybrid and also virtual learning. This is going to be just an amazing addition to what we already have in Georgia. So we're very excited about these updates, and we'll continue to provide you information and give you, you know, all the information you need as these are being rolled out. So very excited about that. I am going to go next to Valerie. Valerie, as I mentioned earlier, she is our PL guru for Georgia. So she does our professional development, and I'm going to let her go next.
Well, I see lots of familiar faces. Great to see everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Now, my segment kind of got stepped on a minute ago with the virtual learning. I'm going to show y'all a couple of things here. Just some things that we need to kind of look out for when, like Jennifer had said, keep looking back at these. There's some that are getting added in, but what you also want to get your teachers to look at, this is really going to be mainly based on the NGSS edition, because most states are using it and they're including them out to everyone across the United States. So whenever it tells you that it goes with Georgia 4th grade life science standard 1A and B, it may be loosely affiliated with our GSEs. So get your teachers to look over the questions and the activities that they're asking them to do to make sure that it is covering it. So what I do is before I go into one, I'll look through it, and then I will go to our actual scope and I will choose that one, and I will look back and forth and see what exactly our standard is for that. So that was the life science one, A and B. So it's this one with food chains. So you may want to go in and double check it. And I like to go into that standards unwrapped. What exactly do the students need to do, and what do they need to know? So if they look at this and make sure and check it against that virtual learning scope, that will give them where they might be needing to pull some activities in to make sure that they cover their GSE, because we're very closely, science is science. So the concept is going to come across, but you and I both know that with a GSE, it's a little tweaked sometimes. So just make sure your teachers are not just relying on that and thinking that they've covered the standard. Have them check at this standards unwrapped to make sure that they are covering all of it. And if it does, they're good. It may be a different activity, but it may cover it just as well. And that will be fine. Just make sure that they're checking that. The other thing I want to share with you, and we're kind of this edition, we are really looking at how to support you virtually, because that's, I think, where we've seen the biggest struggle. So one of the things that I've been showing a lot of teachers in my training is under the explain, when you pull up that STEMscopedia, and even whenever you do the elaborate, you can have your teachers with those students that are virtual. You can add, using this, a whole comment section. So they can come here and they can add notes and assignments. So like on Monday, they can read the reflect section and add highlights. Okay. Then on Tuesday, they'll add the next one. They just click save. So when the students, when they assign it out to their students will see this. Now, what I show them a lot of times is just go ahead and highlight that first word. This will pop up, click on comment, and then you can tell your students what you want them to highlight, what you want them to focus on. So they may tell them to highlight types of consumers. Okay. So when the student comes in, if I assign this out to my students, when the student opens it up, they're going to see it just like this. Now the student can go in, they can add their highlights, and they can add them in. Let me see. Here's herbivores down here. So I can highlight herbivores, and right here I can add the yellow highlight. When they turn it back into the teacher can see what the student is doing. It's a way to make this interactive and working back and forth, because that's one of the biggest things is, are the students actually engaging in it? Are they doing it? This is a way, using that comment feature and the highlights, to get them to communicate back and forth. Also, whenever Jennifer was showing you the teacher section, if they're ever wanting to share something with the students, let's see if I can get one, and they have the answers on it, there is a little teacher eye. Let me see if I can get one for us. I'll do the reading science. Okay. So when they're answering on it, the answers are on here. There's a little eyeball right there. I call it the teacher eye. They can take that off to where it takes all the answers off and they see it just like a student. So if your teachers ever want to do this virtually with their students and talking with them at the same time, they can just take that little eye off, and then they can talk with their students and talk them through the questions, then assign it out to them, and the students can put it in. Your K through 2 really like to cut those answers off and talk about it with them, because it's a lot for the students to try to read. So they can have those discussions without the students seeing the answers. So just remember up on that little toolbar that they have that teacher eye. So hopefully those are some tips and tricks that'll help you out. And I did not open the chat box to see if I had any questions. Let me double check. Nope. Okay. Thank you. Back to you, Katie.
Thank you, Val. We appreciate it. Yes, if you need any, let me share my screen back again. If you, if your school needs any, or your district needs any professional development, in addition to what you normally get when you first get STEMscopes, Valerie is very good at doing professional development as far as integrating content areas, how to make this work at a virtual level, a hybrid level, face-to-face. She's amazing with that. So if you ever need any type of professional development or support with that, contact me, and we'll get Valerie to come out, or virtually get her to do some professional learning for you. So that's always an option. It's not always something that we talk about, but it is, like I said, something that that we have for you, that opportunity. So I'm going to take just a second and open my chat box. I am going to copy. I'm going to give you guys the link to the agenda. I meant to do that first thing and I didn't. So you have the link to the agenda now. As we go through these next few things, and we won't be much longer. I know you have lots to do, but as we go through these next few things, please know that these are hyperlinked in here. And so you can always go back to them, and you can share this out with your school, your district. You have all of those options to get this information out. So I want to go, I'm going to really quick share with you the video that Kim, who is our new math manager for STEMscopes for Georgia. And I want to go ahead and share her video with you, just so she could introduce herself. She's not here today, she's in a training, but we also wanted to make sure you know that you have that opportunity for STEMscopes math as well.
Hi, Kim Moore here. You may already know me from my work with my nonprofit, More for Education, or you may follow me on Twitter at Southern Fried STEM. You may have seen me at GCTM and DCSM events, or you may have attended one of my workshops at Georgia STEM Forum or at one of the RESAs throughout the state of Georgia. I regret that I can't be with you in person today at this PLC, but I'm attending my own training. As you know, educators, we never stop learning, right? I did want to take just a few minutes to tell you about my latest adventure. I'm going to be working with Accelerate Learning alongside Dr. Katie Thompson. Of course, Katie will still be working with you science folks, but I have the opportunity to work with elementary math instructors, which I'm very excited about. The brand new STEMscopes math program is going to be a game changer.
Katie, we lost Sam. Yeah, Katie, you're on mute. Can you unmute?
Thank you. Thanks,
But
Val.
we're also going to have for you math folks, productive struggle, spiraling curriculum, practice of skills and strategies, virtual manipulate. The list goes on and on. I'd love to have the opportunity to share this great program with you. If you would do me a favor, I want you to text 678-323-5500 right now. Tell me who you are and where you teach, and I will be more than happy to set up a preview of our math program for you. If you are at the district or school level and you'd like to start a trial of STEMscopes math for this spring, do the same thing and I will get back with you. Thank you so very much. I'm really excited to have this opportunity to work with you, and I hope to hear from you very, very soon. Thanks a bunch. Enjoy your PLC and take care. Bye.
So, so that's Kim. And if your school or district is interested in STEMscopes math, it's K5. Feel free to contact Kim, or you can get in touch with me and I can get in touch, get you together and make that connection. You, as a former educator for 15 years, consistency among your district is so important, especially if your district is very transient. So your students are coming in and out from school to school, district to district. And we see more and more of that in Georgia every year. But to have a consistency of curriculum that you're using for your science and curriculum that you're using for your math is so important, because as educators, we know that there's a delay when students switch schools anyway. They have to get adjusted. They have to get used to their new teacher. They, are nervous about their students. But in saying all that, if you have a consistent curriculum across your district, it helps with that transiency rate. So it helps with those students they don't have to learn a new curriculum or how to manage a new curriculum. They already have it. So that's my thing for Georgia, because I've been in Georgia as an educator for 15 years. I've seen the transient rate for Georgia, and it's very high, Students are constantly moving in and out, and the consistency needs to be there with as far as their curriculum and resources. So we have a lot of individual schools that go from school to school that have STEMscopes, but it is, and we have the statistics, and I'll share that with you as well later on, but that show the increase in GMAT scores on districts that consistently use our STEMscopes products. So I'm going to go on down here really quick and go through a couple more things, and we'll wrap this up. This is going to take just a moment to share with you funding STEMscopes in Georgia. So I get a lot of questions about how can we fund STEMscopes? Where can we get the money? How can we, how can we get STEMscopes? And I'm going to share with you just a couple of ways that I have seen this year districts and schools purchase our STEMscopes products with the funding that they have. So the first piece is title funding. So our Title I, Title II, and Title IV funding, that pot of money. Of course, that it has to be purchased year to year, and there are restrictions on those federal pieces. But we have a lot of schools that purchase using title funds. eSPLOS is another way that districts are purchasing STEMscopes. And that's different from county to county as far as your eSPLOS money and how that is utilized. But that is one way that districts are purchasing STEMscopes, is through that. L4GA, if your schools in your district are a L4GA school or district, those are the schools and districts that receive that literacy grant, which STEMscopes is unbelievably amazing at the integration of ELA and literacy. So we have some schools and districts that are using L4GA money. Also, the 21st Century Grant Funding. So those are if you're not familiar with that, that's the after school program that districts and schools have across the state of Georgia. And then the last one is the mental health and wraparound service funding. And so that is our social emotional learning funding that was sent down from the federal government, but also state as well. So if you click on the funding opportunities, you will see right here that we have all the documentation and information that you need in order to back up those funding opportunities. So the question I get a lot is, we have, eSPLOS, but we need information and data to support how that helps increase student achievement. So what we've done is we have, and you'll always have access to this this folder as well. We in the past 3 months, our company did a research study on the support of ELA and literacy through STEMscopes and how well it is integrated, and the increase of GMAT scores and student achievement with using STEMscope science. So there is, and if you read through, and that's the first one right here. If you read through it and look, there's a positive correlation between the use of STEMscope science and the ELA and literacy scores on the GMAT. So that research study is there to back it up. You have all that there. Everything is there to just present it to your administrators or to your district leaders. The study's been done. It shows that the increase of academic scores in ELA and writing and literacy. Also below that, you'll see social and emotional learning supports. So if you're not familiar, the state was given, districts were given a large amount of money for social emotional learning and support. So mental health support, wraparound services, those types of social emotional learning support. So we have created a document that shows how STEMscopes supports those areas of education and students. So that document right there will show you how your social emotional learning funding can support the purchase of STEMscopes. So there is a correlation there, and it is even more strong right now since we're doing a lot of virtual learning, and a lot of that has the impact of students and their home life. So how that all works. So that is a good piece to use as well. We also have another study on here as well that shows an increase in the GMAT scores for a district that we did. That study was done a couple of years ago. So we have all of these documents here that support, you can take to your administrators, you can take them to your school administrators, your district administrators, and share that with them. And it's all there. So if you have any questions on any of those studies, just let me know. I'll be glad to go through and help you put those together. I've done a lot of grant writing in my past 15 years, and a lot of helping schools get funding to support the curriculum that they want to purchase. Next, couple more things and we'll be done. I want to go ahead and share with you that we have upcoming conferences and our Science PD Days in Georgia. If you're not involved with GSTA, or your administrators and district administrators are not involved with GSSA, which is the Supervisors Association for Science, that is the best place to get involved with as far as science in Georgia. They do an amazing job. I have been working with GSTA and a GSSA for the past 15 years, and they do an amazing job. So what I have is some upcoming dates that we'll actually be presenting. Actually, Valerie will be presenting at some upcoming mini conferences, and also the annual GSTA conference. So you'll see the dates that are up there. So December 5th is a GSTA mini conference. We also have the annual conference, GSTA, that is in February, and it will be virtual. They've already decided that it will be virtual, and so we'll have a large presence in that. And then we have another GSTA mini conference in March that we'll be presenting at. So I encourage you to get involved in that. Also, upcoming Georgia PLC. So we're going to continue this once a month. Here are the dates we already have set for you. And I will share with you the registration links for this. Know that if you can't attend, that this is always going to be re-recorded. And it will be, I'm going to show you in just a moment where it will be, but it will be in our YouTube playlist. So I will share that in just a moment, but know that you could always get this information. Really quick, before I share with you the YouTube channel and our new playlist for Georgia that I'm excited about. We also wanted to let you know this. We're having an end of the year sale, and you can get these documents. So what we're having a sale on is our print and our full kits, as well as our assessment package if it's purchased district-wide. So that's an option, and vocabulary cards. So these are the prices. If you have ever wanted to purchase full kits for your school or district with your STEMscopes online purchase, now's the time to do it. We have never put them on sale before. This is the first time, and they're 50% off of our full kits. So if you have ever wanted to get kits, now is the time. After December 31st, the prices will go back to their regular price. So I encourage you to share this information with your administrators, your district leaders, and get looking at these and see how I can assist you with these sale prices and getting these to your schools and how to utilize them. Jennifer and Valerie also mentioned, teachers are now, I get a question a lot. The question is, okay, so we're doing virtual. Why will we need kits? A lot of the districts are purchasing our kits. The teachers are modeling, which we know in science, modeling is a huge thing to do, but teachers are buying districts are buying the kits for the teachers. The teachers are doing the hands-on activities virtually and modeling them for the students. So teachers are actually using the kits right now. Then I have some districts that are going ahead and purchasing them for next year because it is such a cut on our prices. And so they're going ahead and purchasing this with mainly, of course, in school funding. A lot of schools have foundations attached to them. So they are taking that money and getting these while they can. So I completely encourage you before December 31st to make sure that your district and your schools know about this. Okay, I want to show you really quick. If you're not familiar with the STEMscopes YouTube channel, STEMscopes has, as a company, we have a YouTube channel. There is a lot of videos on here, a lot of information, just a variety of just things that you can use to help and help your teachers, help your school, help your district with STEMscopes. I recommend this to you guys to look at our STEMscopes YouTube channel. I also want to say that, Georgia's different because we're on Georgia Standards of Excellence, right? So we're different. So we requested that we have a Georgia playlist created. So when you go in here and you're looking at these videos, all of them, they're going to be across the country. So there's a lot of next generation science standards videos in there. There's a lot of different states, videos for states. But if you get in there and you we have our own playlist. So when you go on here and type in and go to the Georgia playlist, you'll see videos that are specific just to Georgia. And we have so needed this to help you as educators to be able to get the information you need and not really have to look at a lot of different sources, but they're right here for you. So it is the Georgia playlist. You'll see right down here to the left. It says Georgia playlist, and we will continually add videos to this, and we will also I will be adding the presentations like this will be added in there as well. Any questions?
I did add in the chat box. You will notice that I am usually your one doing the videos. I do take requests. So if you have some things that you don't see on there that your teachers want, shoot me an email and say, hey, can you do a video for this? And I will record that and add it up to it.
Thank you, Valerie. Yes, Valerie's so wonderful to help us with those and getting you guys exactly what you need. She's so amazing and such a great support for the state of Georgia. So thank you, Valerie. Also, I wanted to mention that as you begin to do your own videos and for your students, if you would like to share those on our YouTube channel, you can just share the link or the video with me, and I will get it uploaded onto our Georgia playlist. I guess it's a former administrator in myself, but I love to highlight our schools and our districts in Georgia. And the amazing things that they're doing. I guess it's because I'm a Georgia girl. I was born and raised here, and I just have, a strong passion for our educators in Georgia and our students, and just, what can we do to continuously support you? So if you have videos that you would like to upload and update into our YouTube, the Georgia playlist, just email me and we will get them added in there. It definitely highlights your school and district, and it helps other educators in Georgia as well to see what you're doing. So like I said, email me if you have any questions on that. So we are coming to the end of our of the agenda for today. We do have a survey really quick here. This is actually our first formal PLC that we have done this year. And so we have created a survey to get your ideas and suggestions. What do you want to hear about in upcoming PLCs? So the PLCs are going to be collaborations. It's not going to be, they're not going to be like this one where I'm talking to you directly. We will share updates always. We'll share updates, but it'll be times for you to collaborate with other schools and teachers in other districts. So we'll be asking for schools and districts to, volunteer to present at our PLCs and share what you're doing. This, if any time, this is now the time for us all to be together and to support each other. And as Kimberly's on here right now, Merritt, who is one of our managers, she's over the oh my goodness, my mind just went blank. Kim.
Yeah, so I work with inside sales, and so we manage accounts across the entire nation and some international.
Yes, so as Kimberly is such a support and such a great mentor to me, and has been such an awesome support, but she always says, we're all in this together. We're all in this together, right, Kimberly? So that's what we're here for. We're here to support you and here to help you, Georgia, to become better with education, with science and STEM and math, and also to help our students to be lifelong learners and to be able to graduate high school and go out and, go to college if they choose, or a tech school, a trade school, or go into a career. So that's what we're here for, is to help our Georgia students. And but I just want to take a moment. Thank you. Are there any last questions or anything that I can help you with? Or any of us? Any questions?
Do you want to make that QR code large so everybody can scan it with their phones and take the survey for us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So if y'all want to scan that and fill that out for us, that would help. Do you have the link if they don't have a QR code reader?
Yes, the link is actually on the, if you look right above the QR code right here, you'll see survey. And if you click on it, it'll take you there.
Great.
So you have
just a quick fill out for us so that we know how to customize this for you.
Absolutely, yes. And that's the thing, is we want to make sure this is for you. It's not for us to for us to sit around and talk. It's for you to collaborate and for you to learn how STEMscopes can be a asset to your school or your district. So we really need your input and would love to have it. Please share this with your schools and your districts and other educators across Georgia. We just want to get this out and make sure that we're doing what's best for our students in Georgia. Any last comments, questions? Well, thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your fall and maybe some time off coming up. And we will see you in December for our next PLC. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
Stay safe.